Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about, well, it's kind of a serious situation. It's very strange. The last couple of days, especially since the Christina Ariel situation, there's been an effort on the parts of some people associated with either the Star Wars fandom, StarWars.com, or having some relationship possibly to Lucasfilm or other journalists trying to get certain YouTubers and websites canceled. They've been publicly calling for it, and we're seeing an uptick in what I would consider to be, I don't know, maybe activity that could imply some kind of collusion back channel. It's very, again, this is
like that never happened.
Yeah, that never happens. Very interesting, to see this go down, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And some of it actually, weirdly enough, focuses on Pirates and Princesses, which is a Disney theme park blog, mostly, that's been around for years, and it was actually an outgrowth of a podcast which started in 2014.
Right, like you can see from our Instagram pictures right here, just how much we
toxicity.
Yeah.
The only thing that's toxic is the Beverly.
No, you like Beverly.
I freaking love Beverly.
If you look at the articles, most of them are about things like, hey, there's a new cupcake, or, look, there's a new stuff for sale at Shop Disney.
Yeah, but, we've been covering, look at all this toxic stuff here. Toxic. But the Star Wars stuff has been getting some traction. We've been talking about Star Wars. We have WDW Pro from the Magic Forums, who was an insider on the Magic Forums, doing some articles for us, and that is rubbing some people the wrong way, because now we're being lumped in as being a Star Wars hate site or a Star Wars attack site, which is...
We do talk about things other than Star Wars. It's so funny on both.
Talk about
the blog and the YouTube channel.
And Clownfish TV, and it's not just us. So we're going to talk about this and maybe speculate as to what could potentially be going on behind the scenes. Before we get into it more, please subscribe to Clownfish TV for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, we're over 173,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Now, we're not the only ones seemingly getting the boot. I noticed this morning that Bounding in the Comics, which again, Bounding in the Comics has been around for a long time. People kept trying to say they were like a Comicsgate site, or they've been around for years. And yeah, they did cover Comicsgate. They were a lot more neutral-ish on it, or in favor of, than the other websites that just tried to pretend it either didn't exist or was...
all just alt-right people?
It was all just alt-right and hate and all that. They got blocked by IGN, but they're
Nothing of value was lost.
Nothing of value was lost. But I think what's going on here is we have some journalists, we have some people in and around Lucasfilm or Star Wars fandom or whatever, because people are talking, look, they talk back channel on Slack. This is a fact.
Well, I'll tell you what I've noticed looking at these other sites, because I do the Disney blog with Pirates and Princesses, and I watch other blogs. I track numbers. I watch other blogs and stuff. And I've noticed the ones that seem to have the media access and the ins with Disney, they were much more on the, the poor Christina Ariel is being harassed. And they're much more on the, High Republic is amazing. Let me tell you why. And they're doing that. And because I'm sure, you want to keep those cupcakes, right? You want to keep your access. You want to be able to get these movie screenings, right? You want to be able to get Mandalorian early to do your reviews, right? You better, say what we want you to say. And we know that they do this. When you went to different events, they literally sat over your shoulder to make sure you were saying the right things, using the proper hashtags, taking the right pictures.
Yes.
You weren't allowed to be, honest and fair about it.
Why did that dude from the Jedi Council and Collider flip out like he flipped out? Because he probably, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he probably played the game with Disney for years and probably had contacts at Disney or Lucasfilm or whatever. And when push came to shove and they opened Galaxy's Edge, they snubbed him.
Right. They gave the pass to, because they were trying to get women in there and be like, that was the Forces female crap. And then they gave it to these people who weren't really out there. Now, a couple of them were covering it from time to time. So it wasn't like they were just like, nobody who had no, interest in it at all. But it was after he had been towing the line for how long. And then because, it could be argued he had a penis, and that could be part of the reason. But
Yeah, it's whatever is going on at Disney at that point in time. But ever since the Christina Ariel situation, which we tried to be pretty neutral on it, we said, look, what she said was not cool, but they're going to use this to attack people, and we're seeing it. We saw, last week, Saltier Than Crate, which was supposed to be a place to vent about your frustration with Lucasfilm and Disney Star Wars, do a heel turn and basically say we're not going to promote any of the Fandom Menace channels or anybody we think's Fandom Menace. We're not going to promote Forbes because it's clickbait. Anything that's negative, we're not going to let you post on our subreddit. On our
Reddit about complaining
about Star Wars. And then they tried to claim that they originated complaining about Star Wars or some shit, like you can patent it. Mm-hmm. It's like fans have been bitching about Star Wars since the very first movie. Right. What are you talking about?
Right.
Hell, it was even in Clerks. They were bitching about it. Come on. So we had that happen, right? And then we had, some Star Wars writers, people associated with Lucasfilm, calling for the publicly calling for the deplatforming of people like Ethan Van Sciver and Ichibaka, trying to do it seriously, if you're going to do something like this publicly, you're stupid.
Did they even say why they wanted them to deplatform?
Just they're hate mongers.
But again, if you didn't watch the video from yesterday, nothing is going to change until people like Itchy and EVS, who've heard abuse for years, are deplatformed. Nothing's going to change. Meaning, nothing's going to change that they get to run everything and just do what they randomly want for no reason unless we get rid of those people who hurled abuse for years. You mean like the people at Lucasfilm and the director of The Last Jedi who were going out calling fans names, man, baby tears. If you're hurling abuse dear white people and stuff like that, until you stop that, nothing's going to change. I agree. Until that abuse and harassment is stopped, nothing's going to change. I will agree with you there. But it's not just one-sided as you try to make it out.
No, there's definitely something up with the story group. I'm just going to speculate here. Here we have Rooster Teeth and Gizmo staffer Charles Pulliam accuses Star Wars fans of engaging in a bigoted dogpiling, but we're seeing dogpiling from journalists and people associated with Lucasfilm. Mm-hmm. And I think the first, real volley was Pablo Hidalgo being tarred and feathered by mainstream media outlets, including Variety, which basically said this man is responsible for walking back all the goodwill from The Mandalorian. Pablo Hidalgo, here he is, front page freaking pop culture section in Variety. And that was kind of one, and then we had the Christina Ariel thing happen.
Right after Disney, their Star Wars, Twitter they didn't recognize Carl Weathers on his birthday.
No.
They didn't recognize James Earl Jones on his birthday. They turned around and, but they did John Boyega. They turned around and put up Martin Luther King Jr. Their quotes, and then they still didn't rectify the situation about what they'd done to these black actors from Star Wars. And then they have all the people trying to cancel Gina Carano in Star Wars that said nothing about that, just because she doesn't agree with them politically.
So there's a lot going on here. Just FYI, you can check out this new article from Pro on piratesandprincesses.net. He is talking about how it seems like Disney is pretty happy with Favreau and Filoni right now, and Gina Carano, and it's not going to go the way that these people think. And at the end of the day, it's about merchandise and money, and Mando merch is selling.
It is. And at the end of the day, most people aren't on Twitter. Most people don't know what their politics are. Most people don't give a fart what their politics are. And they're just watching The Mandalorian because they like it. And that's probably 95% of the people watching it. They have no idea about the cancel Gina Carano bullshit on Twitter.
No, and honestly, the High Republic, nobody gives a shit. They really don't.
No matter how much they try to spin it, it's not doing what they're saying it was doing.
No, we did a video last week talking about the numbers Google Trends that nobody's even searching for it. You go out to the all the drama around Christina Ariel, and the first episode of the High Republic in 2 days, the High Republic show got 60,000 some views, and a lot of people were probably coming in just to downvote it because they had a lot of downvotes. Normal people don't care. They're not even aware of what it is. Now, what's going on, though, is we're starting to get, a lot of really interesting things pop up. We had this, and again, we have...
This was funny.
Yeah, so WDW Pro, who is a Disney insider, he's been writing for us for a couple of months. Pirates and Princesses has been around for a long time. Before then, his, the number of articles he's written constitutes a very small portion of all the content on the site, right? But, hey, every once in a while he fires off a nuke. And people are getting salty. We had a giant freaking robot put this out. They said that, it was basically Pro's site. Pro has a history of making grandiose statements, such as asserting that his site receives more readers than the AV Club. And
he never said that, though.
No, he never said that. I went back and checked. I'm like, no, he did not. He did not say that. I don't know where you're getting your info from.
Because it's not his site.
Yeah, and I had to correct them, and I never got a response.
Of course you didn't. They changed the article?
I don't know.
I hope you better. If you haven't corrected it, you need to fix that because it's not true.
Yeah, if they actually read the article, they would realize that he's basically saying that Disney is kind of ashamed of its own history, and eventually they're going to have to reconcile the fact that Walt Disney was very, very patriotic, very much a Republican. He did rat out communists, during the McCarthy era. I mean, there's a lot of things that they would love to just pretend he didn't do, but he did, and it is what it is. So we had this pop up last night, and this is apparently from some other YouTuber. I don't know what's going on, but we're getting all this stuff happen. Boom, 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 boom. Calls for deplatforming. Charts, flow charts with here are who the bad guys are. Go get them. And they've got us twice. They
probably don't realize we're the same people.
The spread of fake Star Wars rumors. It's barely in English, but here, fake rumor mills, Pirates and Princesses, a theme park blog. Go
back to the site again. Pirates and Princesses theme park blog where we post pictures of terrible things like Disney's new pastel line and the look at the tribute store facade for Universal, and look, there's the new up ears.
Three Caballeros. Yeah, I mean, it's,
I put little Mickey and Minnie plushie pictures up on the Instagram, but
Such a threat. But we're here with Mike Zero and Doomcock, who, by the way, Doomcock has been right. So, I mean, you can throw shade at Doomcock, but he has been right in the past. When it came to the Rise of Skywalker, especially, he was damn near 99% accurate. But then we have other sites we need to target, Bounding in the Comics. We got this covered, Cosmic Book News, and YouTube coverage, including Clownfish TV. Those assholes. I hate them. Geeks and Gamers, that Star Wars girl who, she lost her shit on Twitter when she saw this, too. She was like, what the hell is this? Midnight's Edge. But this is...
apparently it's on the one meme site. Know Your Memes putting it up there, too. They're sharing this thing other places. God.
Here, let's read this.
Can you read it? It's really all over the place.
Yeah. No, the below websites and YouTube channels are not the sole perpetuators of fake rumors. They are simply the most widely known to me. Wow, we are really top of mind then. So that's pretty good branding.
And I'm just like, who? Well, it's okay. We don't know who you are at all, so it's all good.
There we go. So the fake rumors that tend to have the longest legs usually stem from a select group of algorithm chasing clickbait websites and YouTubers.
How are we algorithm chasing?
I wish we knew how to chase the algorithm because we're actually not growing as fast as I would like.
Right. But we honestly have no clue because we just put it up there and see what happens.
These fake scoopers have no accurate track record to speak of.
Oh, you want to bet?
I don't know.
Actually, we've been right on Pirates and Princess a lot of the time. And same for, and Doomcock's been right a lot of the time. I don't really not familiar with Mike Zero, so... I mean, I know who he is, but I don't really know his track record.
Yeah, he had. Now, I've heard different stories about Mike. I used to watch Mike Zero all the time, actually, when I was actually excited about Star Wars, and his version of what the Last Jedi could have been compared to what we got would have been night and day. Like, I totally would have been on board.
But like this, they're taking credit from scoops actually sourced from Reddit. We don't.
No,
I don't even use Reddit. I mean, Doomcock might, but I don't even use Reddit. I don't even have an account. I mean, I don't even go there. I don't use Reddit.
Well, we're not allowed to go to Reddit anymore.
Right. I'm just like, I don't even use Reddit, dumbass.
We're banned. These rumors typically gain traction by an overt pandering to the wants of a specific sect in the fandom.
Right. Because, I know
yes,
you
right,
all.
Right.
I was like, you all are just dying to know about the latest pastel fashion release from Shop Disney. I know. right? I'm just pandering to you because I know that you all cannot wait to get those. Oh, and by the way, these pants here, those are for men.
Okay.
I know
I look pretty good in those.
I actually kind of want this one though. That shirt's for men too, but I want it.
This looks like the like 1992 threw up.
This is for men. This is for women. This is for women. This is for whoever, and this is for men. This is for men. Anyway, I know you're dying to know all about the newest fashion trends from the Disney parks. So I'm just making sure that you get that.
While clickbait websites are nothing new, these websites have more frequently pandered to the same sects of the fandom and cited those fake scoopers as their sources. These articles spread the fake rumors further, and on the surface, seem to give them more credibility to the uninformed reader.
Right, the uninformed reader who's not, because anybody, because they are the ones who know.
All it takes is a sexy enough headline. That's a sexy headline. New up-inspired Disney designer
I missed a space.
Yeah, see, you didn't even get that right.
I know, right? I did. I messed it up.
Now live, you can buy
sexy.
Sexy. That is a sexy headline. For it to spread across social media. Very few will read the content. No, that's not true. Let alone check the sources.
I can tell you from the amount of hits we get, that is completely not true.
Then these YouTubers are oftentimes members of the very sects of the fandom being pandered to, despite being fully aware of the misinformation.
What misinformation? Oh, wait, real quick. What misinformation? Please give me a list of what misinformation there was. When we say there's rumors going around, we say they're rumors. But we cover Disney and Star Wars on Clownfish is just a small piece of what we cover.
Yeah, we actually, for months, we didn't cover any Star Wars. We got burnt out on Star Wars. We cover a lot of animation. We cover anime, cover video game news. Other pop culture, it wasn't all Star Wars.
So what part of this was misinformation? The part where you said that the cruise line was going to be down probably into this year, and that Disneyland might not open and all that. What part for to this year? What part of it was all the misinformation? That the track was put upside down at Rise of the Resistance in California, because it was.
And that the ride was going to break down often because we had Imagineers coming to us and saying the ride is not show ready and it's going to break down often.
But real quick before we go on, these rumors are typically getting traction by, they're talking about people taking credit. They no accurate track record, speaking of track record, because they get it from Reddit. But wait, which is it? If they aren't accurate, so they're saying you should go to Reddit because Reddit has the accurate things, but then they're saying in the same breath that the people that were getting those on Reddit were wrong.
Yeah.
So,
right? I can't. These channels are known associates of the operators of the websites and the individuals who created the fake rumors to begin with. Fake rumors almost always have an entirely planned and manufactured life cycle of their own. I wish we all got together and tried to coordinate the fake news, but it actually doesn't work that way.
I wish we were smart enough to plan this out for the fake news, that we could have a whole life cycle planned out and know exactly how everybody's going to react to everything, that we had that much foresight. I'd make a lot of money in stocks and in a lottery and all that kind of stuff.
I know you don't want to hear it, right? At least in the case of Clownfish TV and Pirates and Princesses, we fell ass backwards into all of it. It was not planned. It just kind of happened. Sorry to disappoint you.
We just talk about what we're interested in.
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't even do the algorithm shit.
I wish I knew how to game the algorithm, because, you see other YouTube channels that don't put out nearly as much content, or the content's not fantastic, and they actually, they blow through the subs. But in our case, it's been, slow and steady. We're good. We're at almost 200,000, but still, if we were really that good at it, we'd be at the top of all the Google search results. Mm-hmm. We'd be, 2 million subs on YouTube. In a way, you're giving us much more credit, which shows how stupid you really are, because you don't understand how any of this actually works.
Plus, again, it's and then, rumors. The whole point of rumors is that they are rumors. And that's why a lot of these places say they're rumors. Take it with a grain of salt. We don't know if it's true or not. We can't verify this stuff. This is what we're being told and we're hearing. That's what rumors mean. I don't know. Imagine that. If it wasn't rumor, if we knew for sure, it would be saying it's fact, not rumor.
Yeah. So this is, look, this is just another example of some high strangeness going on. We're seeing, again, especially Bounding in the Comics is getting it you know, 100 times over, because they're being blamed for the Christina Ariel situation, even though all they did was just dig up some tweets and say, look, here's what she said.
But I love how in the past, there are other sites like blogs, news sites in quotes, can go and dig up quotes from people from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they can use them to get people canceled from 10 years ago. And that's okay.
Yeah, now, I don't know if anybody was calling for any cancellation of anybody at Lucasfilm. I was not calling for the cancellation of Christina Ariel. We actually said that, you know, we understand she probably said some stuff out of anger and frustration during BLM.
But she could have said that, and she didn't.
She could have said, you know what, maybe I said some stuff I shouldn't have said. You know, I was angry.
And I can respect that.
Yeah, I was angry, you know.
But no, she doesn't have to apologize. But you know who they demanded an apology from? Gina Carano. And you want to know why? Because she didn't put her pronouns in her bio, and that automatically makes her against trans people.
She's a right-wing...
By Twitter logic, which we all know is not logic at all.
She's a right-wing Trump supporter, and she needs to be deplatformed for the good of all the people she could literally kill with her tweets.
That's right. Because, you know, like I said, Twitter makes no sense whatsoever.
No, they don't. But here's the thing. You know, we actually do have multiple websites, believe it or not.
We actually have a lot of people who actually work in Hollywood or at the parks, or different things that come to us with information all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And I said, you know, it's a bummer you guys are so ass mad about, you know, our websites or whatever, because we actually do pay our people. We actually, for freelance reporting on small pop culture blogs, we pay pretty well compared to what, you know, CBR and all those sites are paying. So we will make a mental note, you know, when you guys are hard up for jobs because all these other sites are going out of business, we'll make a mental note of who was throwing shit at us for sure, and make sure not to hire you.
Right, because you could have come and worked for us and got paid many times more per article.
Yeah, there are actually some pretty solid writers out there if they would get over their political biases and just, you know, stick to the news. They're actually pretty good. But it's everybody's gone crazy. They have. And what I personally think is going on, again, this is speculation on my part. What I personally think is going on here is that there are groups of people coordinating on Slack, because they all use Slack, the journalists all use Slack, and they're effectively trying to deplatform YouTubers and channels that support them. They're building a list.
I think I go one step further. I think that it would not surprise me that, especially since they're just really stuck on the Star Wars stuff, they're not mentioning the other stuff we covered, just the Star Wars.
Yeah.
I really would not be surprised me if this wasn't because of the StarWars.com writers, of Lucasfilm people. I mean, of course, this is all just speculation. But the only common denominator I'm seeing here is the Star Wars issue. Yeah. And we know we're saying nice things about the Mandalorian, so it wouldn't be Favreau, you know, Gina Carano, Filoni, those people. And so the only people left, the people that we're being critical of, are the High Republic type people and Lucasfilm people. They're not even getting mad about our Disney comments. They're just fixated on Star Wars. Why would that be?
Yeah.
So who possibly could be behind this?
Yeah. Again, speculation, but it would seem that maybe some favors are being called in to some journalists that are friendly with some people maybe over there.
It walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
I don't know.
It goes missing from Three Caballeros, you know, and they replace it with plywood. But anyway, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Yeah, so I think we're going to see a lot of weirdness going on. You're right, though, because Disney, they care more about the core brand. They care more about Disney than they care about Star Wars. Case in point, when I was the editor for another Disney blog that we technically co-owned, but somehow got pushed out of anyway, go figure. You know, I would do all kinds of articles about Marvel Comics. I never heard a peep. I misspelled an attraction name, and I heard from Disney within 10 minutes, I think it was, when they were opening that Void thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you gotta change it. That's not actually what it's called. Because they cared about that. They didn't care that we were out there, you know, posting Marvel's dirty laundry and their poor sales numbers. They didn't care. They cared about the attractions.
Right.
They cared about
you didn't have the right name. You didn't have it spelled right, so we had to fix that right away.
Yep. So, yeah, I do believe that there are some people back channel, you know, whether or not they're associated with Lucasfilm. Again, like you said, it does seem specific to Star Wars. But ever since last weekend with Christina Ariel, everything is ramped up. And I think anybody who covers Star Wars in a non-flattering way is probably going to get put on this list and get targeted. Whether or not you identify as Fandom Menace apparently doesn't matter.
You only have to respect identities if it's their identities.
Yeah.
They don't have to respect yours.
Yeah, because we've said multiple times, we're not Fandom Menace, we're not Comicsgate, we don't belong to any group, we just kind of do our own thing, and it doesn't matter.
You only respect strong women, too, as long as they vote the way you like.
That is true.
Or they are certain demographic.
Yeah, so look for more weirdness, guys. You're going to see how this whole thing works, how the whole pop culture media thing works. And it's not pretty.
No.
So, gonna wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.